Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Dear Netflix Love the Grishaverse book launch. All of our teams are so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for making it. Stick around to the end for the moment the book goes live, as well as a Q&A session for anyone with questions about the book or the campaign. I'm Arya, Geek Gal on the server, and JJAX on Twitter. I'm on the campaign's social media and outreach teams, and I am beyond ecstatic to show you what we've done.
And I am River. I'm mainly involved with the Twitter and newsletter teams here in the campaign. I'm so excited to be here to help show off this glorious project. Some of you may have already seen our test print of the book, which we got to share at OSAKAS this past May. A few small changes were made to make the book that much better, but otherwise, that version is close to what we'll be sharing online with you now. But first, we want to share with you all a bit about how this project became the book it is today.
So, for newcomers to the campaign, you might not be aware of what the Dear Netflix project is. So, what is Dear Netflix Love the Grishaverse? Well, Dear Netflix is a project that ran from January 5th to January 15th, where comments were collected over the 10-day period from fans all over the world. It was stressful, but the response was incredible. It is the perfect pitch made using the voice of the fandom to create a book that highlights Shadow and Bone's important role for diversity in the fantasy TV genre.
Let's take a look at some statistics. 586 individual people submitted entries to the project. Thank you so much to all of you who submitted. That's amazing. These entries were collected across 7 different internet platforms. Our team then spent hundreds of hours organizing, designing, editing, and formatting the final product. These are truly staggering to me and so impressive. Now, we also have this lovely timeline to share with you all. On December 28th, the idea of Dear Netflix was pitched to the campaign teams. Everyone thought it was an amazing idea, and planning began in the new year, with it launching quickly on January 5th. The collection sites were up for 10 days and closed on the 15th. The team then had to put all of those responses in one place we could all access before the work to create it could properly begin. The designing, editing, and formatting of the book officially began on the 27th. This project was such a feat to organize and create, and through so many people's hard work, the book was completed and a test was sent to the printer on April 22nd. This test print arrived in time for one of our team members to bring it along to OSAKAS, and fans visiting there got to see it. Final edits and changes were then decided upon, and the final version was sent to the printer on May 20th. 10 days later, it was a beautiful physical printed book and got shipped to the USA, where it has now arrived at Netflix. Several months after the idea was pitched, we have a wholly fan-made book on Netflix's doorstep, and in just a few more minutes, it'll be available online as well.
As the project creator, I want to make it clear that this project was not worked on by just one person or just one team. So much of the work for this project was done behind the scenes, and I wish you could have seen the hours poured into this. All of the teams here, not just the ones you see, have touched this project, uplifted it, and turned it into something pretty freaking amazing. I couldn't let that go unnoticed, so I'd like to shout out a few people who you might have seen around the server. Shout out to Mary. Without your encouragement, Dear Netflix would never have gotten this far. You saw what it could be, and look at our baby now. Shout out to Psychic Omi, Hans, and Rosalie, who were so present during the collection period and really stepped up in making sure everyone's voices were heard. A special shout out to Psychic Homie, who transferred over 200 Instagram comments from the post into our spreadsheet, and to Hans, who spent so much time making sure every quote was exact. Shout out to Nath, who made us our graphics and helped with designing the cover. I think I cried when I saw the Dear Netflix promotional logo for the first time. A huge shout out to Zaru, who found the printer for the book sent to Netflix. Thank you for continuing to push this project forward. It never would have gone finished without you. The biggest shout out to Chris, our brilliant book designer, whose work you'll all get to see very soon. Chris, thank you for being so collaborative and so amazing to work with. You deserve every bit of praise you'll undoubtedly receive. I really wanted to say thank you to the rest of the Dear Netflix team, including Cassie, my co-host River, and the awesome Carrie, who's helping us present. This book was a mountain, but it's sent off, and that is amazing. Thank you to all the team members who provided feedback, celebrated with us, and shared a small part of our victories. Thank you to everybody who participated in this project, who sent us the loveliest of messages, and who have been waiting patiently while we delivered the best pitch to Netflix that we could. So, without further ado, what is inside this book? Like we mentioned, this book has been arranged into a pitch using the quotes received. So you can see all of the chapters here. Which one are you looking forward most to reading?
Sorry, I was muted. I will now read aloud this wonderful introduction page. Dear Netflix Love the Grishaverse is a project by the Campaign to Save Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows spin-off. The project took place across social media, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, via a Google form, on our campaign Discord server, and ThankBot. The book you are holding contains quotes gathered from fans of Shadow and Bone during a 10-day period in January 2024. We hoped to grab a snapshot on behalf of the fandom to show you how important this show is, not just to us as people, but to the future of TV in general, and why renewing the show and going ahead with the Six of Crows spinoff will be a positive move for Netflix. The first section of the book, on pages 7 to 139, contains excerpts from fan contributions. These have been grouped together to highlight specific reasons why the show is a success and should be renewed, along with greenlighting the Six of Crows spinoff. From page 141, you can see every contributor's quote in full.
So, for the first chapter, we obviously wanted to document the success of the first 2 seasons. I mean, debuting second on the Nielsen charts, guys, that is Star Trek numbers. We did amazing.
In worldwide reach, we show the many continents and countries that Grishaverse fans live in with graphics and selected quotes. This example is of Oceania and shares 3 quotes. Kaya mentions the amazing editing of the show, Gemma praises the actors, and an anonymous person fondly talks about how it helped them bond with family.
Another large part of the pitch is showing Netflix the diversity to be found within the Grishaverse and why that matters on the small screen. So we have chapters about inclusive fantasy, found family, and crew, with some incredible fan art accompanying it.
These 3 chapters cover what makes the Grishaverse's well-rounded characters so important to audiences, personal connections to the Grishaverse, and entries all about the beautiful fandom we've created. More lovely fan art and some impressive cosplay photos can be found mixed in between these heartfelt quotes.
We also wanted to show the fandom's hopes and dreams. I mean, we have spin off scripts and so much material to use for season 3. Literally, what business, Netflix?
This chapter is the final one of the book, and by far the longest, as it compiles every single entry in full that we received for the project. Reading through these is truly a wonderful and emotional experience. This chapter is focused on the quotes, but still has several beautiful photos and drawings included.
And that brings us to the conclusion, where we summarize the contents of the book. If you went to ITF, you might be featured somewhere in the banner photo on the conclusion. Here, you'll also be able to find stats for every platform. We even included the beautiful banner designed by Chris. I love being able to recognize some of the faces in that picture now after Asogas.
Dear Netflix has officially arrived at Netflix HQ. Woohoo! And now we'll release the online copy. Scan the QR code on this screen in order to bring the full document up on the device of your choosing. We'll also have a link and be posting about it in the coming weeks on social media. I think we can pause on this slide for a few moments to let people scan it. All right, let's finish this presentation. What can you, the Third Army, do to help after this launch? Hyping Dear Netflix up, both online and in any other circles, is important. Like we mentioned, we'll be sharing snippets of it on our social media accounts, so you can also help by reposting and resharing those posts and also tagging Netflix.
And now we will open up the chat for some questions. If you want to know anything else about the book or are curious about future campaign projects, feel free to ask.
Hi. So I am going to be shipping the Dear Netflix book to Eric today. As soon as this presentation is done, I'm heading to the post office. So he will be getting it, I would assume, by the end of next week, as long as the post office is speedy.
Also, I believe through the link you should be able to download the PDF. It will be up on the website as well, neverstopfighting.net.
If you weren't able to scan the QR code in the presentation, then we should be sharing that online as well again. So, oh, perfect. Yes, there it is. We'll leave that up.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some tweets about it, hopefully posting on Instagram. We're going to make this a huge deal. So I'm not sure if we'll be sharing the link to the presentation, but we will. I think we were trying to record um, this event, and hopefully that will be up soon.
Yes, two people right now, as far as I know, are recording this presentation, and then I will be getting the captions that are being made right now uploaded to that video before we put it on YouTube for everybody.
I think we're also going to open things up to general campaign questions if you guys have questions beyond just the Dear Netflix project.
I saw it get mentioned in the chat, so I just want to say yes, with the PDF, like if you guys want to print the book, you totally can. You need to make it a PDF that's like ready for print, but then you should be able to. That's why we're making it free for anybody to see online.
Hi guys, for anyone who asked about the presentation, we will be able to make it into a printable PDF and share it. So that way, if anybody couldn't see it, if there was any lagging, you guys should be able to have it soon.
Yeah, and as Zaru said, the cast, most of them have seen the book in person, but they cannot be in possession of it, but they are aware of it and they are incredibly grateful for it.
If you guys have any other questions about the book or I'm sorry, the book or other campaign projects, feel free to ask since we have a lot of team members in attendance right now. Yeah.
one quick thing is to be on the lookout for an upcoming event that we are in the works on for August. So keep your eyes and ears open for what might come next.
Yeah, I think you all are going to be excited. I'm super excited for what's coming.
As far as the pinata goes, the sun is entirely full, and I still have more things to put inside of it. So the current plan is to make a smaller pinata to go with this one, so the sun will have a friend because you all showed up, and it's overflowing. So thank you everyone who contributed.
Oh yeah, and keep voting Wesper.
We can't let that other fandom win, guys. We have to be number one. Thank you guys so much for coming to this. If there are no further questions, I think we're going to wrap this up. But it was really great to see all of you in the chat hyping up the book. Yeah, I can't believe it's out. So spread it everywhere on Twitter. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, and if you have any other like questions about the book or the link or the QR codes, just contact us, a team member, and we can totally help you out.
And once we all hop out of this chat, don't forget to go on social media and share the excitement there too.
Okay, so unless anybody else has any more questions, I think that about wraps it up for us here today. And thanks again to everyone for coming and being so great.
All right, well, with that, we are wrapping up. Like I already said, I'm about to go hop on Twitter, so if you can all join me, that's awesome, or Instagram, wherever you want to go. Let's keep the hype going. And also, before we wrap up, quick shout out to Christine, our captioner. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. I will see you all in the Third Army campaigning.